Luke 19. Tree climbers and royal parades. Jesus was walking through the city of Jericho when a chief tax collector named Zacchaeus tried to get a glimpse of him. Zacchaeus was filthy rich, deeply hated by his neighbors, and to make matters tougher, he was very short. Because the crowd blocked his view, he ran ahead and climbed up into a sycamore fig tree just to watch Jesus walk by. When Jesus reached the spot, he looked up, called him by name, and said, "Zacchaeus, come down immediately. I must stay at your house today." The crowd grumbled that Jesus was hanging out with a notorious sinner, but the encounter completely transformed Zacchaeus. He declared he was giving half his wealth to the poor and paying back anyone he cheated 4 times over. Jesus said, "Today salvation has come to this house, for the Son of Man came to seek and to save the lost." As they got closer to Jerusalem, Jesus rode down the Mount of Olives on the back of a young donkey. The massive crowd went wild, spreading their coats on the road and shouting, "Blessed is the King who comes in the name of the Lord." But as Jesus looked across the valley at the beautiful city of Jerusalem, his eyes filled with tears. He wept because he knew that in just a few decades, the city would be destroyed because it rejected God's offer of peace. He rode straight into the temple, drove out the corrupt merchants who were cheating people, and declared, "My house will be a house of prayer, but you have made it a den of robbers." Luke 20. The chief priests and religious lawyers were furious that Jesus had taken over the temple, so they spent the whole week trying to set traps to get him arrested. They cornered him and asked a sneaky question: "Is it right for us to pay taxes to Caesar or not?" If Jesus said yes, the Jewish crowd would hate him for supporting Rome. If he said no, the Roman soldiers would arrest him for treason. Jesus saw right through their game. He asked to see a silver coin and asked, "Whose image and inscription are on it?" They replied, "Caesar's." Jesus gave an iconic, brilliant answer: "Then give back to Caesar what is Caesar's, and to God what is God." He then told a chilling warning called the parable of the evil tenants. A man planted a beautiful vineyard and rented it out to some tenant farmers. When harvest time came, the owner sent servants to collect his share of the fruit, but the tenants beat them and sent them away. Finally, the owner said, "I will send my son, whom I love. Perhaps they will respect him." But when the tenants saw the son, they murdered him so they could steal the inheritance for themselves. Jesus looked at the religious leaders and warned them that the owner of the vineyard was about to return, judge the wicked tenants, and hand the vineyard over to others. Jesus demands our absolute structural honesty. He doesn't just want a flashy, loud parade of praises. He wants a deep transformation of our hearts and actions. Your turn. Psalms 42, 44 and 45.